Hi guys, I hope you're all well. So in my videos, you may see in the background this, my little paint rack system, which obviously holds all my paints. So I have a variety of the Green Stuff World dipping inks, as well as the Army Painter speed paints. And obviously they all fit in this system perfectly. And this sort of racking system can sort of expand, and you can make it bigger or whatever. There is a video out there somewhere showing how I made this. Actually, I've got a lot of the Green Stuff World dipping inks that are the bigger ones. Oh, excuse me. Obviously, these are great value for money because these don't actually cost much more than the Army Painter smaller bottles. But obviously, this size bottle, yeah, it won't fit in the system that I've currently got. But obviously, this system is 3D printed. And the great thing about 3D printed things, well, you can change them. You can make them bigger, smaller, or whatever. So that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to show how I made my system accommodate the larger size bottle. So I've got no 3D model making experience whatsoever. I've had a little look at Blender a couple of times and just think, wow, yeah, I'll give that a miss. But Tinkercad, real easy software. It's free, online, and so for me, it does what I need, which is generally resizing things, chopping bits off, adding bits. Yeah, simple kind of things. So I've obviously imported or opened up in here the racking system bottom sort of layer tray as it is. Just to obviously show you, this is sort of the normal sort of size bottle that would fit in there. So all I need to do is make this the size of the actual bottles. Ignore the dimensions on here, guys. This was me just roughly doing this afterwards, just so you can sort of see what I did. So as you can see, yeah, bigger bottle won't fit in that smaller tray. So all I did was made the tray bigger, but also reduce the amount that it could hold, because obviously making it a lot bigger, it's going to be a lot longer. And I wanted them same sort of size as the original system that I've got in, just so they kind of like look similar. Yeah, as you can see, it now fits in this new size. And then it is just a case of adjusting all the other parts of this build by the same percentage, which obviously I did a bit of paper and a calculator to work to work all that out. But as you can see, this side bit or side panel, yeah, I've made that obviously a lot bigger for the newer system. And I say Tinkercad really is, it's great because obviously it's free, which I love free stuff, and the fact that it is simple, you can't do a whole lot with it, but for my needs, yeah, perfect. And once I've got all these new files, it is just a case of sending it off to the printer. So I'm using the Anycubic Cobra S1. But obviously, what's better than just using one printer to print out lots of parts? Yeah, that's right. Use two printers half the time. So yeah, I've got my two printers whirring away, printing out all the parts, nice and oversized. So I'm taking the same color theme that I've kind of already got on my desk, which is pretty much red for most of the structure, and then a few bits of black, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I must admit I am loving FDM printers. Obviously, resin printers will always be the ones I use for miniatures, but for these kind of bits and pieces, yeah, FDM ones are great because obviously these are much more well plasticky, if that makes sense. So obviously slotting them in is great. Obviously, this is the kind of thing you couldn't do with a resin printer. Well, basically, bits will just snap off. But the FDM, yeah, pretty awesome for this sort of job. And I say this racking system, I will leave links to where I got the original files. Obviously, I sort of say I've changed them, amended them a little bit, and definitely made them, obviously in this case, a lot bigger. But this is great because I must admit, when I did the first video, I did get quite a few comments saying, would it fit other size bottles? But at the time, I think I might have probably just put, yeah, just expand it. But yeah, so this video just shows how easy it is just to make the thing, obviously that's so much bigger, to accommodate the, well, the larger bottles. And if you haven't seen, say, check out Green Stuff World. There's links down below, guys. I don't think I'm an affiliate with Green Stuff World, but there might be a link down there anyway, just sort of going to, well, Green Stuff World. But yeah, check out the big bottles for the different inks. As I say, these don't cost a whole lot more than the Army Painter bottles, but as you can quite clearly see, these are, well, a good 2.5, nearly 3 times the amount. And I do love using Green Stuff World dipping inks. They're very different though. If you haven't used them before, be careful the first time you do use these inks, because they're a lot more fluid. I think I used to always use the term waterier, but yeah, they're much more fluid than the Army Painter ones, which means obviously don't load your brush up too much, otherwise you will find it just going everywhere. So the great thing is, yeah, they work really well to give you that nice contrast, because they do pool really, really well in the, well, all the recesses. So as you can see, yeah, I've got these the black panels on the top. Although again, if you watch the other video, these black panels, I adjusted, amended them in one of my the video that I did the whole paint rack system for. because I put little indentations in the top, which then I could put my painting handles on. So yeah, that's again the other great thing about 3D printers. They're so versatile that you make them suit exactly your needs, which is great. And obviously all the files to print things out, you can get a lot of them for free over on Thingiverse. Some files obviously you have to pay for. So I finish these off. Obviously, say I don't glue any of these together just in case I want to change them or move them around. So I just made these little strips to go on the front, just to sort of, well, make it a little bit more neater and tidier, because I am a very visual kind of person. Obviously, I want something to be functional, which this definitely is. But yeah, I also like it to look good. And talking to look good, these little handles that you sort of push down and then the paint slides out. I like to paint them the color, well, the color of the bottle that's going in there. Again, this is just a nice, easy, quick reference. When you want to use a paint, you can see exactly, excuse me, exactly the color that it comes out. So yeah, all the paint handles, like I've done previously on the smaller sort of size, I primed in black, then dry brushed with some white, and then obviously painted each one. It takes a while, but obviously it's one of these jobs that once it's done, it does make everything look so much nicer and neater. I'm just looking around on my desk, and it's so great to see all these colours, and instantly know if I want a green and what kind of shade of green. Yeah, I can see it quite clearly in front of me. So, say when I just come to painting these as well, because I want to see just how much difference there is in the dark and light. Obviously, these little things I'm painting are pretty flat. There's only a little bit of a recess there. So what I do like to do is when I do paint these things, I put a lot of paint on, especially the flat edge at the front there, just so I can try and see just how dark this gets with a nice sort of thick coat, or maybe even obviously doing on two coats, so I can see how it looks in the recess, obviously the gap at the back, how it looks on the flat edges, and yeah, on that front bit, put tons. And there we go. Say a lovely, simple, easy paint rack system. This is probably the best one I've ever made so far. Again, obviously, the initial design isn't mine. I have to keep saying that. I will leave links down below. But it works really well. I say it's great being able to see all the bottles and seeing exactly how well how they come out. As I say, these little handles or little things you push, little bars, yeah, work perfectly. And I say, being visual like I am, yeah, this is it's really nice to be able to see everything as it is. And there we go. Excuse the mess on my desk. I always have a couple of projects on the go. I say a couple. It's only like 3 or 4 projects on the go. Okay, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments down below. Check out all the links, especially the affiliate ones, because obviously they don't cost you anything, but I get a few pennies back whenever you use them to buy stuff. Okay, guys, you'll take care. See you in the next one. Bye for now.